Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here, and since it's Tuesday, it is of course time for my next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012, The Nick Show episode review. But before I get into that, this is a quick channel update I guess. The basic schedule for what I'll be doing kind of each week in terms of videos will be Tuesdays, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles review, Thursdays or Fridays, depending on what happens, will be papercraft tutorial videos, and then Saturday or Sunday, depending again, will be episode commentaries, and then when I finish core episode commentaries, I'll come up with something else to do there. So that's just a quick update on the channel. Anyway, this episode 8 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 108, Never Say Xever. That's the title of the episode, and obviously that's kind of what it's about. So let's just start off with general thoughts. Overall, I really did enjoy this episode. It's definitely one of the best of the series. I'm not sure the best, but it definitely had like kind of some of the most exciting fight scenes in terms of the choreography and just the scope of like the amount of people fighting at the same time, and just how awesome I guess the fight scenes looked with the amount of like action going on. But to start off my talking points, I'll start off with the villains of this episode, which are Xever and Chris Bradford. Obviously, they were kind of teamed up at the start of this episode by Shredder. Xever put in charge because Chris Bradford failed earlier on in the season. And the interesting thing between them was, I suppose, the rivalry between the two, both eager to kind of get one up over the other, so they were never quite working together kind of outside of the fights. They were always kind of really trying to like put the other down, like make each other kind of worthy of being the one to lead, basically. And that was really interesting to see as it went on through the episode, and in the end played an important role kind of in the conclusion, with Xever choosing, basically like not caring that the Turtles had kidnapped Chris Bradford, and was willing to let him die because of his plan, because he didn't really care about him. He said, "We're not friends," and that was interesting, just to show the kind of cruelty of these villains, and especially Xever, who kind of seems to be the, I suppose, more cruel one of the two. Bradford seems to have a bit more honour, I guess, about him, would be the thing, because he's more the martial arts side, while Xever's more the kind of street thug side, which was very interesting. The villains were good in this episode. Next, Leonardo, who I guess was the focus of this episode. He finally gets an episode focused on him. My problem with this was kind of more that it was focused on Leo and Raph. It wasn't just focused on Leo. Like, Raph got his own episode, Donatello had his own episode, Mikey had his own episode, but Leo gets an episode kind of with Raph. And in the end, the whole kind of theme of the story on their side of things was mercy, and it was about Raph learning mercy, and just about Leo being correct and stuff like that. So in the end, I liked the development on Leonardo. Before Leo-centric episodes, as it was meant to be, it was very kind of focused on Raph and Raph learning things, which was, I guess, kind of brings up the point, like, are we ever going to get like a Leo-focused episode that kind of doesn't depend on Raph kind of going against Leo, just Leo on his own? Because that's what it seems to have been in the series so far, that Raph is against Leo's leadership. It's about him being a good leader despite what Raph says, and this one it's the same but with mercy. So in a way, this is a kind of Raph focused episode again, because of in terms of what he learns. Like, the focus of the episode seems to be on the turtle that gets the advice from Splinter, and in this case it is Raphael again. But what Leo actually does in this episode, is shows mercy to one of the purple dragons that they basically beat up, who were beating up Mr. Murakami, who owns the kind of restaurant, and they saved him, and he showed mercy, and Raph kind of then began to make fun of Leo for showing mercy, despite Leo being correct in that they were no threat. There's no point in mindlessly pummeling the guy until he leaves. You just let him go, and in the end it worked out, and I thought that was a really interesting thing to do in the episode, and have the purple dragon kind of help the turtles in the end, help Leo in the end by throwing his sword back to him. That was interesting. Like, he didn't like fight on their side, he just gave him the sword back. He just like, okay, you let me go, you didn't hurt me, I'm gonna do this one thing for you, get you out of this situation. That was really nicely done, where they're not friends, there's just a little bit of respect between the two, and it was in really well done. Um, you know, the one thing Leo does do, I suppose, is he basically decides that, okay, we're going to kidnap Chris Bradford since they've kidnapped Murakami, and hopefully do a trade there. You know, they did kind of do a slightly dishonorable thing to get Murakami back, because otherwise they're in a really bad position. And that was it was interesting, but like in the end, it was the mercy that he showed to the Purple Dragon kind of helped them kind of win the day, I suppose, which was interesting. In terms of how the fight was won, obviously Leo got the sword back and then knocked down the kind of water reservoir on top of the building, washing them away, which was an interesting reference to both the last episode we saw that Xever and Chris Bradford together, in that they seem to get washed away every single time. It's a kind of Team Rocket blasting off again thing. That was fun. And also, it's a reference to the 2003 show when Splinter faced Shredder for the first time, and that he took Shredder down by kind of knocking one of these towers again down on the water reservoir tower on Shredder. So that was an interesting kind of double reference to both this show and the previous show. That was good. Obviously, the Purple Dragon's name, I believe, is Tsoi, Tsoi, and yeah, so I did like Leo in this episode. I liked the kind of development that Raph got, and that what he did do was he learned to show mercy, because he realized that while Xever can do all these things because he's a bad guy, Raph really can't, even though he kind of has that attitude about him. Like he kind of is holding Chris Bradford over the edge, and he realizes that I can't actually do this, and that was a nice moment for Raph, and he realized that, okay, Leo was actually right in this whole situation, and Splinter was obviously saying that to Raph the whole episode, which was good. Next is Mr. Murakami, who obviously the restaurant owner, blind but an amazing chef, makes the kind of pizza gyoza thing, which was funny. What I liked about him in the episode is that he didn't care at all that they were turtles. He knew it because of his other senses, but didn't care at all. And I liked that, because it was kind of like this equality thing. Like the turtles didn't treat him any differently because he was blind. They called him like a Murakami-san every single time, and really respected. Like Mikey says, you're like a ninja but with food. So like there's like nice respect between the two. It was really good, and I like that kind of little thing in the episode. April, there was a funny moment, where she's pretended to be an undercover cop. I thought that was a cleverly done thing. You're just like, I'm an undercover cop. Why don't you have a badge? I can't wear a badge. And he believes it. It makes kind of sense. A little moment with Mikey that I really enjoyed was the whole face tattoo thing. Great reference to the original show. It's like, I got a tattoo on my face. Of my face. And then everyone will know it's me. It's just like, yes. And then he's like, I just blown your mind. That was great, and he did the whole. I put the 1980s Mikey on his face. That was great. The fight scenes, obviously, as I said, amazing choreography. Just the way they kind of switched the camera angle to pan to like Donnie fighting Chris Bradford, then back to Xever fighting Leo and Raph, and then Mikey, fighting some of the foot ninja. It was really well done, the way the kind of fight scene was constructed and edited together. It was nicely done. Finally, Shredder, obviously, kind of the cliffhanger of this episode is that he's finally going to get involved. He's going to now deal with the turtles himself, and I like that so much that he's going to get involved. It makes things really exciting going forward, and I'm very excited to see the next episode. So overall, yeah, I like this episode. Again, the only kind of minor kind of annoyance I suppose was in a Leo focused episode. Kind of it was Raph who kind of learned the lesson, and in the end, it was about Raph kind of learning this as opposed to Leo who already knew it. But I liked what it was doing. It's just I was expecting a Leo focused episode, and I'm still kind of waiting for the one that just really is just about Leo. But I like where the series is going. Great episode. Thank you for watching this, and bye.